Good afternoon. First of all, let me express my personal and official condolences to the lives of at least two persons that we know of that were in Boston. We believe at the time, and participants of the marathon that may have been victims of the explosions. We don't have all the detail, but clearly we're learning as the hours go by as much detail as possible, and I'm going to let the chief speak to all of the details that we do know of that we can report on with some confidence as to what is occurring and has occurred in Boston. But I just want to reassure everyone in San Francisco that we are safe and that we've alerted all of the different departments from the MTA to Public Works to our events people, and we're looking at every single event that we have scheduled in our city this week and every safety city, and we will continue making sure that that is the number one priority, making sure all of the events that we host, our citizens, our residents, and our visitors feel safe when they're here in San Francisco. I want to continue emphasizing that as the rule of mind, if you will, and I know that the chief and the commission will join me in this effort, and this afternoon I know he's personally walking the streets of our city, again, as part of a regular deployment, but also with some heightened assurances to our visitors here and residents here that we're going to do everything we can to continue keeping our city safe. But I want to let the chief go through some detail of what he's learned about the events that took place a few hours ago and what we're continuing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to echo the mayor's comments that the men and women of the police department and everybody here in San Francisco, our hearts go out to the city of Boston and those that are having to deal with the situation right now, and certainly to all of our brothers and sisters in public safety that are trying to make this country safe. Here in San Francisco, when anything happens anywhere in the world or here in this country, we have protocols that we introduce immediately. That was the case again today. All the officers in the San Francisco Police Department assigned to patrol were assigned a uniform and put out on the street, reassuring the public that we're out here in numbers. Just so happens today we were going to have a meeting here before we went on our walk. Myself and the command staff will be walking Market Street ourselves. It's important. It's a major commercial corridor. Officers have special emphasis to areas of large crowds, where large crowds gather, and critical infrastructure, both here and at San Francisco International Airport, to make sure that everybody's safe. Our Special Operations Division is working with the Patrol Division and the MTA to make sure that tonight's commute goes without incident, as well as tomorrow's, and then going forward, as we hope to hear more from Boston. I've spoken to Special Agent in Charge Dave Johnson of the FBI. He assured me that as of right now, we do not have any specific threats to San Francisco, that if any should appear, I'll be the first to know. We'll respond accordingly. We're paying attention to all the public source outlets, and all of our task force agents are paying attention. We want to keep San Francisco safe. So with that, I'd like to solicit a little bit of help from the community. If anybody sees anyone or anything that you think is out of the ordinary, please call 911 or notify your nearest police officer. Err on the side of caution. Better it be nothing and we dispense with it quickly than it be something and we not know about it and somebody get hurt. Please, please, please. With regard to the events, event season is right around the corner. As the mayor said, public safety is a major concern. The mayor's office convened a conference called this afternoon right after the event. All the appropriate department heads were on that call. We will look at all of our plans for upcoming events with regard to public safety again. And again, we'll make sure that those plans are as tight as they have ever been, so that everybody that comes to the city or is already here to enjoy these events can do just that. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to Boston, and we're gonna get about walking around and making sure that everybody's okay. I'll give it back to our man.
So at this time, we can take whatever questions that you have.
Mayor, Paint a Breakers is coming up on May 19th.
Yes.
Have you been in contact yet with the organizers about, again, the safety plan, one of the ones you'll be reviewing at the talked to them yet?
My office has made contact with them right now. We want to renew all of the discussions around this, but again, we want to do it with some degree of intelligence. Now, the race is not until the 19th, so we have time to figure out some things. I think we need to let some hours pass to find out what really occurred in Boston, get the facts down, so we're dealing with the same set of circumstances there. These are major events for the city. Beta Breakers draws tens of thousands of not only runners, but visitors here to enjoy our city. And so we are concerned for any event. We have Cherry Blossom this weekend. I'm concerned about any event that assembles a large number of people that we are successful in San Francisco. And I want to make sure everybody knows that we're going to pay attention to their public safety. It's the number one thing. You know, we have to look at everything with these events and everything that occurred in Boston to figure this out so that we're ultimately making sure that public safety is our number one concern. And that's what we're going to do with Beta Breakers. That's what we'll do with Cherry Blossom. That's what we will do with every event of different sizes in the city.
Mr. Mayor, the mayor of Boston is saying to everybody, go back to their homes, or if you're visiting, go back to your hotels. Are you recommending that here for people in San Francisco?
Well, you know, I know Mayor Menino has probably some facts we're not aware of here as of yet. As the chief said, working with the FBI here, the top officer, we have no reason to suggest there's any threats to San Francisco at this time. If we have any indication, then we would make a move to, again, with the police chief's concurrence or leadership, make a move to suggest a higher level of public safety for anybody and everybody. But we're not prepared to instruct anyone at this time except what the chief's already said. Your heightened sense of things that are going on in and around you, report things that are out of odd in any way, and it's better that we investigate it right now. But I think that for us, we want to make sure we've got the facts coming out of what happened in Boston before we suggest any actions be taken locally here.
Mr. Mayor, it is tax day, and just wondering if you are concerned about that or heightening security there in post offices.
Well, I don't think that it being tax day would necessarily congress a whole bunch of people in one place. Again, that's our concern. If any congressing of people all in one place, we're concerned about that concentration of people. Otherwise, I don't know. I have no idea whether this is linked to tax day or not.
Mr. Mayor, how, or Chief Suhr, how do you protect races or events that take up miles of city streets?
Well, that's a good question. We would begin by looking at their safety plans, because every event is required to have a safety plan.
Do our safety plans include bombs going off along the route?
Well, I think we've that would accommodate any kind of event that would occur. And yet again, this is where we want and need some harder information. I mean, some of the rumored reports are that the explosives were in public trash cans. We're looking insensitive to that. They're all aspects that are being rumored or reported. We'll be paying attention to that, and then looking at all the events and seeing how safety is going to come up more with whatever occurred. But right now, it's premature for us to second guess what we may have to do. We want to do it with a level of intelligence that also would have feed in from federal and regional entities that are advising us as well.
Right, thank you very much. One more question.
One more?
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll take that one offline. One more thing. You got to remember the solicitation. If anybody sees anything or anyone, right? So if there's going to be 50,000 people in the Beta Breakers, the police department and the security aren't the only security on the scene. That's 50,000 sets of eyes and ears that listen and hear and see. And if you see something, say something, and then we will contend with things like garbage cans and suspicious packages that are left unattended. Please, say something.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Sergeant, just
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
Albie. I need some Spanish now. Is he available for that?
He's right there. We'll talk to him.